for 1,000 years. During the 1,000-year reign of Christ, there's a prophecy that there is no rain for 1,000 years. And this is a remembrance of the Feast of Tabernacles for those who had went into the wilderness during the 1260 days of the tribulation. It'll be a reminder that the nations did not have rain during that time. In the prophecy, we see this in Revelation chapter 12, verse 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. The people will be dwelling in tents during the 1260 days in the wilderness, and the nations will not have rain who do not come. And this is a prophetic foreshadow of the things that will come, as well as a prophetic foreshadow of things that did occur during the time of the Exodus prior. During this time, there is no rain for the nations during these 1260 days. The nations do not partake with the remnant in the wilderness and gathering in tents, therefore the nations will not have rain. The same will occur to the nations who do not honor the Feast of Tabernacles of remembrance of these 1260 days of the people that were dwelling in tents. And those who refuse to gather during this 1260 days will likewise have no rain. In the book of Zechariah chapter 14, we see this in verse 16 through 19. It says, "And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain." In verse 18 it says, "And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague where the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations that shall not come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles." During that 1,000-year reign, the remembrance will be brought forth that during the time of Exodus, the people dwelt in tents as a foreshadow of the end times, where the people of God also dwell in tents in the wilderness for 1260 days during the time which there will be no rain for the nations who do not come. And that is because the nations are clouds without rain. In the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 12, it says, "These are spots in your feasts of charity, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds, they are without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots." And why will there be no rain? And when will this occur? During the tribulation period of 1260 days. Those with authority are to shut the rains off. In the book of Revelation chapter 11 verse 3 it says, "And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth." This 1,260 days is the same 1,260 days mentioned in the book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 6. And how are the rains stopped? In Revelation chapter 11 verse 6 it says, "And these have power to shut heaven, that it rain not during the days of their prophecy," in the days of their prophecy, which is 1,260 days mentioned in the verse prior in Revelation chapter 11 verse 3. The remnant will be called globally to come to the next Exodus and dwell in tents, black sackcloth tents, in the Bedouin tents of the deserts of Petra, a place where God has prepared for the bride to wait. And there will be no rain for anybody who does not come. It will be 1260 days of the rains being shut off, just as the days of Elijah, just as it says in the book of James chapter 5 verse 17. Elijah was a man of a nature like ours, and he prayed fervently that it might not rain for 3 years and 6 months, and it did not rain on the earth. This will be a sign to the earth and to the nations. The 1260 days where the people dwell in tents and the rains will be shut off is a prophetic foreshadow of the time of remembrance of the Feast of Tabernacles during the time of the reign of Christ for that 1,000 years. And any of the nations that do not come when we call, there will be no rain. This is the prophecy of the 1,000 years with no rain.